we've entered into picks and bans. Goodbye, Jarvan.
Yeah, top lane focus. Get Ray off of there. As well, same should be said for the Anivia ban versus Froggen. Forever and always.
Yeah.
The few times he has gotten the champion actually have been the majority of the wins that Echo Fox have gotten in games.
Well, Echo Fox playing around Froggen has been a big priority for them, but they're going to have to show that they might adapt in this series and have to play around shutting down Ray, as he will have his work cut out for him. Fiora is, in fact, going to be the final ban for KFO.
Yeah, both of those top laners really like to play the high damage carry top laners, and Fiora did get a buff on the current patch. Gonna ban her out. Don't feel like they want to give that one away early. This being said, all the junglers did go through, and here in North America, Rek'Sai has been queen. I don't know why exactly, but there's a bit of a difference with some regions prioritizing a little bit differently as far as that hierarchy goes, and then Italy taking priority in a lot of other regions, but there it is. Shrimp and his Rek'Sai.
Locked in right away, no chance of rebuttal, but that's Tahm Kench also locked in for Apex.
Yeah, Tahm Kench. Talk about new champions. Not even a new champion, but because of the buffs that he got, seeing a lot of resurgence in play, specifically Korea, started playing him a lot earlier. Than most of the other regions, and the melee supports are back, baby.
Oh yeah.
Sivir being picked up first, though, we kind of glossed over that for Echo Fox. She has been the premier AD carry nowadays. Just such reliability in the late game, scales so well. Plus the utility in the early stages just mean it's an all-around extremely strong pick right now. And it's actually pretty difficult to punish, where in the past, people have been able to punish her heavily in lane. A lot more recently, that's become increasingly difficult, especially if you pair with a ranged support like Karma, which can be flexed to mid lane.
Yeah, suddenly Echo Fox looked like they've already got a pretty strong team composition set up that fits to their style. Kite, disengage, and stalling the fight out as Froggen is wont to do. Trouble is, he's going to have to go up against Taliyah in the mid lane as Keane shows that pick right off, and Apollo will lock in Lucian.
I really like this draft so far from Apex. There's so much cross-map play here. The roams from mid lane, as well as wherever Tahm goes. Could be a top lane, could be a support Tahm at the moment. But one of the biggest buffs, we mentioned the buffs a couple patches ago for Tahm Kench, was the quickness of his ultimate. The delay now is a lot shorter. He can show up and actually go for ganks, get behind people, cut them off, and bring someone else to the party as well. So pretty much everybody could join in a cross-map plays thus far for Team Apex.
Well, Echo Fox, they're going to look to deal with that with some disengage. What better way than to use Taliyah's wall against her as Gnar is locked in for KFO, and Froggen going to that Viktor in the mid lane.
Yeah, the last lock in here as well. Probably gonna be the Sona, honestly, because we've been getting confirmation that Sona, the hotfix sewer is not in, so this is the full power after those buffs, the first round of buffs, and ridiculously strong. So I would assume that's gonna be the final pick, and that means it will be Sivir Karma versus Lucian Sona. And that is one where Lucian Sona could have an advantage in the 2 versus 2 if they do find standard lanes. They don't do it.
Last second swap.
They pass it up. And hey, we can wait till the last couple seconds here because Tahm and Trundle still could both be swapped around.
Definitely very flexible, but Echo Fox have shown their lineup. They've got Disengage, Kite, and some pretty big AoE for their team fights. Apex, on the other hand, still got a few seconds to decide where that final lineup is going to be. So far, looks like they're committing to the Tahm Kench top and Trundle bot.
Yeah, the thing about that is that their top laner's Ray. So to me, I'm always thinking back in my head, he wants to build damage.
Full damage Tahm Kench.
And he has built a full damage Trundle already. Now, Tahm Kench,
you're right.
Tahm Kench does get damage out of health, so I guess that would be the one champion there Ray can build tank on. He's like, still building some damage.
Work benefiting the team and my lane. Funny how that works out. Well, he'll have some difficulty eating a tiny Yordle as Gnar's going to be hopping all over the place. You ever see a Duskblade of Drakthar on Tahm Kench?
I have not. And I hope that I do not ever see that.
Yeah, well, the night is young, Kobe. We're getting ready to get started, so now it's time to weigh in on Twitter. Call the winner of this match. Use hashtag FOXWin or hashtag APXWin for Echo Fox or Apex. And we'll tally those votes as we load on to the Rift. Echo Fox still fighting for that 7th place spot, the opportunity to dodge the promotion tournament. But if they drop a single match, it is guaranteed for them.
Yep, backs against the walls right now for Echo Fox. Let's see what they can do. They do have a lot of wave clear. That could assist them in stalling out the game if they do make some early mistakes. So they definitely have to keep a level head no matter what happens early on, because they definitely should be able to stall out if they need to. Definitely going to keep our eyes on Hard as well as they sub him back in the jungle.
Yep.
See how it affects their team play as well, because one of the things that we always talk about for Kez is the coordination. You know, he was a shot caller for a couple different teams, and they decided to take him out.
Apex on the invade, though, looking for some wards, send 5 members to this side, and that's his grand welcome back into the LCS. Trundle.
Club to the back of the head.
Bopping him in the back.
Xpecial still chasing him, actually.
He's not letting up. Meanwhile, Keith will get a ward on the opposite side. You can see Hard is like, I just want a jungle, guys. Trying to get in on your minimap. Wow, they're actually getting a lot of damage. Holy cow.
Yep, all right. All that fighting, though, just over the lane swap wards. And as you can see, Tahm waiting in the fog of war, as well as the duo here.
Oh no, Hard
so
actually
they can swap.
He didn't get time to go all the way back to the fountain. He's going to start this jungle off at half health.
That is a little bit concerning for Gragas. Shouldn't be too bad, though. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk, actually. We'll see, though, because the duo lane here for Echo Fox did just walk over those wards, and so Apex are sending their duo down to the bottom. This is basically the biggest rule of thumb if people don't want to think too much about the lane swaps and when you want to switch. Double ranged versus short range and melee is a difficult 2 versus 2. Let's see here, though. Xpecial going to chase him out. That was a little bit greedy to try and go for your red on the lane swap side after you already did one camp, but doesn't cost him much. Heals right back up, and Hard shouldn't be feeling that early deficit of health too much. Meanwhile, Shrimp doesn't get chased out. As you can see, Big is in lane just trying to help shove. And so that meant Shrimp got all 3 camps on his own side. And this could be 3 quadrants of control for Apex in the jungle. If he just moves on down to the Echo Fox red quadrant, since Xpecial was able to chase Hard off. And that would be a difficult re-entry into the LCS for Hard, as you would be a bit behind in experience early on. Shrimp, though, is just going with the efficient early clear path. Oh my goodness!
Keane's got Ignite as Froggen uses Ghost. That is the question mark, quote-unquote, definitely not a buff to Taliyah.
Well, summoner spell advantage now for Keane. As we talked about, quiet advantages for him. In lane, he's got a small CS lead. Also has the kill pressure lead now with an extra summoner. Turrets both going to go down, both going to give full gold over to the solo laners. And there still is that extra red buff on the map, but Shrimp is not going for it. And they're just going to be nice. Benevolent Masters, Apex, chase him out of the jungle, but it's his first day back. We'll let Hard get his red quadrant.
Well, yeah. Apex also lost 2 lane swaps last time, so it might be that they're just trying to take it safe and just follow the roadmap. Take it as linear as possible.
Also, you don't want to go too far out of your way to go counter jungling. If you can have a more efficient path, as Shrimp just quickly cleared all of his own jungle, you can get a pretty good experience lead that way as well. And he is ahead of Hard still, because Hard had to spend more time walking around.
As you can see, Shrimp rocking that blue buff, trying to gift it over to Keane, but whoops. One more click, little accidental.
Oh yeah, didn't even notice that. Maybe the red buff.
But continues to farm out on his side of the jungle. stay on that strong side as the double swap continues, all according to plan, and the duos will now crash onto those tier 1 turrets.
Yeah, continue trading here. The call for Apex. And it looks like they might be slightly behind on the lane swap, but not a tremendous amount. Trundle, even though he can't bite the tower, still gets that auto reset. Just doesn't do the extra deeps. Also, it is an early Cloud Drake. I like it with the new buffs.
Echo Fox on that side of the map. Hard actually already is starting it out. And there goes Keith and Big as Froggen eats an ignite, takes a bit of damage. There's the final auto. First blood, Keane solo kills Froggen.
About those quiet advantages. Not so quiet anymore. He gets a solo kill on Froggen. Sends the veteran back to the fountain. Fox not deterred though. They continue on the path they were currently on, and they still get the dragon, but now Keane wants more, and he's in there for another one.
Ooh, Hard gets knocked back in. Another kill for Apex.
Oh, that spotlight though, Dom. Keane definitely deserving, and he is making moves early on Taliyah. A lot of control. You know what that means as well. The rest of Echo Fox are going to have to be very scared in the side lanes. Taliyah's so strong at roaming early on. He's got the giant CS lead. He has 2 extra kills to his name. First blood bonus. This is all about Keane, and Ray is actually on the tank this time around. He's just going to try and deliver people for those cross-mat ganks.
Yeah, we
talked about using the new ultimate.
We've been asking about this for a long time with Apex. They always seem to try to play around Ray, but Keane, we always talk about his quiet advantages. Well, now, showing us something big in this game. As Echo Fox send their duo to the top side and swap it back. Apollo and Xpecial do the same and rush back in.
Yeah, I still have to say though, I mean, while Shrimp is ahead of Hard and he's been hard grinding and just focused solely on farming, I think he tunneled a little bit too hard on purely farming small camps, as they did give away a lot of control there. Early Cloud Drake with the new buff is definitely a lot better. Ooh. Are they going to go for this? Nah, okay. So the defense does get in there in time. Anyways, Echo Fox do have that Drake to rely upon. So at least that will be something to their names, as Apex are going to move in here and get a lot of vision down on the red quadrant.
They're waiting for a gank on the mid lane, but little do they know they are on top of a ward. So Froggen playing to the top side.
Yeah, playing to the top side's all well and good, but he's not even really in experience range here. Whoa,
Xpecial flashes forward.
Hello. Level 3 Trundle at your service. He zoned him out of more experience. He denied probably like 2 more minions worth of experience there. The hell out of here.
Xpecial, very territorial. Little known fact about him. And now Apex looking very strong over the start of this game with those first 2 kills. Opening up a 1,500 gold advantage as Keane and Shrimp are doing work around the map.
Yeah, man. As far as that focus on farming for Shrimp goes, now it's a 2-level advantage.
Oh, boy.
Hard farming super quickly, especially with the early Tiamat rush. Let's see how this blue contestant goes, though. Not so well. Didn't go poorly for Apex, though. They didn't risk anything there, and they still zoned them out of the mid turret.
But they're collapsing on the mid tier 1. If they could take this down, that would be huge so early on. There's the Viktor laser, but Xpecial flashless zones away with a pillar, and that's 3 turrets to 2 at Apex. Strong start to the game as they are taking their time. You can already see the tunnels for Shrimp all across his side of the map, and now the vision starting to spread into Echo Fox's side of the jungle.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty big spread there.
Yeah.
As Echo Fox barely have any extra wards to see incoming moves from Apex. You know, that mid turret going down is huge, especially since Shrimp has farmed out this substantial lead over Hard. The counter jungling will continue now for Apex, and they've got a mid laner who rushed spell penetration boots here on Taliyah, so let the roaming continue for Keane. Oh, Xpecial though, that flash not there anymore.
Yeah, a little bit of regret.
Unlucky there.
Kill for Echo Fox as they answer back with a death push in the jungle, or in the river.
I mean, that was just a wandering troll there for Xpecial, in an area that was very unsafe, and definitely gets punished hard for it. Echo Fox, though, that's just a little bit of cash back in the way to get on their road back into this game. Remember, though, we did point out Echo Fox, don't worry too bad about the early game if things do go poorly.
Yeah.
Don't lose your focus. You do have many options for wave clear.
We've late game.
They do have many options for wave clear. And so they can try and wait for a better opportunity, like the one where they just got a Xpecial. Try and focus on your defensive warding now. You have shorter distance to travel between lanes to try and defend. Sivir and Viktor, two of the best at doing it.
Much easier job to defend, but Apex don't look like they're giving up the pressure as Shrimp is almost twice the CS of hard. Only 10 minutes into the game, counter jungling so hard.
Yeah, I mean, Keane's got his lead. Apollo even has a lead over Keith in CS as well, and Lucian will spike much earlier than Sivir. So Apex are definitely set up, to take this advantage and move it further in the mid game. They've got a roaming mid laner, so much mobility on their top laner and jungler as well. They've got all the tools plus the gold now to try and pressure Echo Fox and break the wave clear stall.
Well, with a wave prep bottom and all of Apex down there, they're now set up to take the Drake as it respawns. Ocean on that side of the map, and Keane is actually cheating towards the top side. Might be looking to catch up with KFO, but that's Ocean Drake secured. No chance for Echo Fox to contest it.
Yeah, Keane should be a bit careful here as his team is doing Dragon. So good flash there to know that the Gragas ultimate is coming in. He flashes to the other side of it. We didn't quite see that setup. I guess that Hard was unable to combo his body slam flash right into his ultimate. Maybe he went for a greedy auto attack. Maybe he just didn't get the exact timing there with the body slam. But regardless, good flash there by Keane to get to the other side of the displacement while his team is getting Dragon.
Putting some pressure on the mid lane allows Apex to shove here in the bottom as they're trying to open up this advantage even more. Apollo forces the minions into the turret. No chance of a freeze, and Apex freely walk mid.
Well, they're setting up 5 members, so they're going to try and either threaten the dive or completely bully you off and burn down the turret. Apollo moves in. They should get a substantial amount of the health.
Froggen not quite able to clear the minions just yet. There's just a bit of health left on the turret. Apex swing mid and get huge damage, but aren't able to bring it down.
Shall we call it health on the turrets, or do we make a change here and start calling it turret durability?
Or the durability of the
something like
turrets.
that, yeah. Well, regardless, it's not going to have any of either left here, as Apex do break that mid siege. One more turret down for them. They've got plenty of time to go collect that top wave as well. They'll just send someone back. Oh, there it is. So he went for the greedy auto attack. That's what it was. That's one of the most common moves that we see from the Gragas players when they do mess up the combo.
Whoa.
Being a little bit greedy.
Hey, knows he doesn't have
revenge!
flash. Tries to chase in. Keane, he's able to get out, but Froggen follows up with a laser. Solo kill, answers back.
Punishes him back for using that flash to delay for the Dragon. Whoa, KFO though.
Ooh, gets a stun onto Xpecial, who's still only level 5. And
Take
scares
that!
away.
Ice Pillar. It's like the big finger from Trundle. Index finger, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Come on, what did
He's
you-
just pointing at him.
Hey, he went that way!
Despite having leads in most of their other lanes, though, Ray actually seems to be having some difficulty as KFO is a full level ahead and nearly 30 CS up. So Apex showing us something new by playing around Keane and Shrimp. Well, that means that Ray might have gotten left out to dry in this game.
Yeah, I mean, what I really want to see from Tahm Kench is some ultimate usage here to catch people off guard in the rotations, punish some mispositioning. So until we see that, yeah, it's fine if we don't have the camera on him, I guess, because as you say, he's down down to CS versus the Gnar, that would be a rough one-on-one. So that's something for Echo Fox. You know, maybe KFO, they can try and maneuver him into the Tahm Kench lane. He's got that level advantage, and completed Frozen Mallet helps so much with controlling those slow tanks.
Yeah, just chase him down and lock up the kill. Now, Xpecial and Apollo are actually pressuring KFO right now, who's trying to clear out this minion wave as best he can, as Echo Fox do the same on the opposite side.
Yep, it's all about their minion wave control. You know, leave the Viktor mid. Froggen can just clear that mid wave. And the 3-man squad with all their disengage and speed from Gragas and Karma move the wave on bottom side all the way up to the turret. Only problem is no minion waves around that Rift Herald, so that is Apex territory. There's no way you want to go in there for a fight. They have no vision, no nothing, so...
Yeah, closest ward in that pixel bush will spot Apex heading over, but no chance of a fight for them. And Apex will secure it. Likely going to give that over to Shrimp. I don't think support Xpecial will take it again. There he goes.
All right, increase that 2-level lead. Actually, hard just dinged level 9, so...
Yep. Still down 32 CS.
That's a little bit.
In the jungle.
And that is going to be a significant difference, actually, because Shrimp did go with the early Titanic Hydra. So he is going to actually provide team fight damage as well as being an extra tank on the front lines of this very beefy frontline squad.
Yeah.
Apex are rolling.
And we do hear him talk about how he wants to try to emulate Reignover's style of jungler. I think this is the way to do it. Titanic first, huge CS lead, counter jungling with vision everywhere.
Let's see if they can actually turn that into mid-game control. Next, Drake is going to be another Cloud, actually, in a minute and a half. And as long as they set up some wards here around the red quadrant jungle of Echo Fox, they should be able to control that, just because it's so hard for Echo Fox to come contest these neutral objectives in the middle of the map, where Apex can cut you off with Taliyah, separate the team, and then have Tahm Kench teleport in with somebody else and converge very quickly on anyone who's out of position. As of right now, though, Echo Fox, they're trying to play to that strength of KFO in the split pushing one-on-one. Only problem is Apex didn't really send anyone to one-on-one him, so it's 1 versus 0.
And as we can see, he's now shoving towards that top tier 2 and 3 members, the 3 globals heading that direction. But he's already completing his recall.
That'll be enough for him. Yep. People off the map, I got to get out of here. I know Taliyah and Tahm +1. Tahm gets a built-in +1 to any party. So
whenever you do a wedding invitation, do you have to put a +1 for Tahm Kench, or is it just implied?
It's definitely a given. Wonder what kind of date Tahm Kench brings to the wedding, though. Jeez.
It might not be a date. It might be an appetizer.
I mean, most people like sell their soul to take a ride with Tahm Kench, right? Because he's the river devil or something like that.
The embodiment of greed.
It's got to be someone desperate that he's bringing.
I need to go to this wedding.
Meanwhile, you can see the reasoning we gave earlier for why Fox are not going to contest this Cloud Drake at all. It is Apex territory. They're going to grab that one up as Echo Fox try and just control the waves here, clear mid and bottom with their Viktor and Sivir. Oh, maybe even a surprise bush attack for Apollo in store.
Ooh, he's starting to pull away though.
Yeah, Xpecial coming down, so 2 versus 1, maybe not.
Oh, we didn't go in, Froggen! Oh, we'll turn around. There goes Apollo dropping the culling, but Froggen zones him away.
That's the surprise! I'm in the bush. Oh wait, I'm in the bush behind 2 of you. Crap, I got a flash and ghost. So Froggen uses both summoners there for setting up that bush attack in exchange for just the exhaust of Xpecial, and Apex actually come out ahead in summoners.
He's able to zone them away from the turret, though Apex are not done sieging just yet. Finally, they escort another minion wave before calling it quits. As Ray, oh man, that's got to be so difficult. Just the mini Gnar tossing out the frozen mallet shots. 30 CS lead now for KFO.
But Ray has not died.
He has not.
And we were looking through the stats earlier today. One of the things that we thought was going to be the scariest thing for Echo Fox is that they have had a very hard time killing enemy top laners. They've killed the least number of enemy top laners of any team in the league at 51. And it's a huge jump up to any of the other teams in the league as far as kills on enemy top laners go. The next closest is Phoenix 1 with 79, so
Oh, wow.
quite a significant difference there.
Well, in this game, it also is a Tahm Kench.
This game definitely going to be difficult. It is Tahm Kench, plus it's not a very high priority target. It'll be one of the last ones they try and kill because it's an underfarmed Tahm Kench as well.
Even going for the Swifties just to escape and kite away. He's kept up in gold because of the neutral advantages that Apex have got for themselves. Now fighting over vision. Baron is up. And Apex are already preparing to control the pit. However, KFO still split pushing on that far side.
Yeah, he's like, come on, who's going to answer me? Who's there?
Somebody
Nobody?
fight me.
All right. But you can see what Apex do. They just wait till he gets almost all the way to the turret, and then they've been sending someone over. Right now, they're committing to this dive, actually, as they set 4 people up here. They're not sending anyone to deal with that turret, and KFO might finally actually claim something for himself. All that hard work.
Yeah, solo tier 2 turret. Now being secured. Oh, Keane is actually rushing over there. He drops the wall to catch up behind him, but Gnar can leap over it. He gets knocked back by it. Keane hops in.
Daisy.
Here comes KFO, or Ray and Apollo. KFO's close to Mega. There's Flash, but the tongue misses. And KFO at Mega will retreat.
Well, we've got to see a little bit of it, but KFO not going to the wedding. He's out of there very quickly, and he does have to burn his Flash. Now he just has to be more careful about split pushing on this bottom side. But yeah, able to escape the globals we've been talking up for 20 minutes from Apex.
And we finally saw it.
We did. They earned themselves a Flash in exchange for Tahm Kench Flash, so in the end, all even.
Yeah, Shrimp on the invade will steal away that red buff. 62 CS ahead of Hard. Just completely dominating the jungle this game.
Definitely trying to wait out here the advantages. Echo Fox trying to get to that late game where they feel much more comfortable, and where that CS lead for Shrimp might not matter as much. You know, Hard trying to catch up now. Same thing can be said for most of the rest of the team besides KFO. And they just want Keith on the Sivir to be able to build those crit multipliers. We always talk about the 3-item end goal for Sivir. When you get Infinity Edge on top of your Essence Reaver and your Static Shiver Phantom Dancer, you know, whichever one she chooses. But that's where you can really take over as far as team fights compared to the Lucian. As of right now, Apollo sitting pretty on the early Ghost Blade, and still plenty of room to grow with the Black Cleaver almost completed. So Apex looking to pressure for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually,
they've still got a really big window. Now looking for that top tier 2, just trying to out macro Echo Fox as they get vision on this side.
Yep, same setup as last time, except that KFO is about 2 minion waves away from the turret. So Apex have a bit of time trying to pressure on this bottom side. There's one wave though, only one more to go for KFO, and he's working his way up there. The magical wave clear of Sivir and Viktor going to work for Echo Fox.
Yeah, you can see Apex are once again heading towards KFO. This time he doesn't have his Flash.
True, and here we go again.
Abyssal Voyage brings Shrimp. He's got his own global. Why are you taking him? Here comes Keane, and there's the Flash knockup. KFO's about to get Mega. He's trying to zone away, pulls Ray in, but Keane kites it back. They should be able to get this kill. Yeah, even a little bit of a taunt. However, they will trade over a turret.
Yeah, I mean, said he had to be more careful next time he tries to go split pushing because he doesn't have his Flash. Not more careful. Exact same thing happens. Everybody on Apex apparently is invited to this wedding where only KFO gets one from Echo Fox. I don't know what they've got against the rest of the team, but KFO all by himself there, sitting at his own table. Everybody just comes over and starts smashing his face in, I guess.
It's a
Unlucky
terrible wedding.
Unlucky.
That is a terrible wedding.
Him.
That's on the tier with, like, the colored weddings.
Like the red one?
That red one, yeah.
I don't know about any of the other ones. That was a...
I'd imagine that there are more. The red one was just so impactful. It created its own new instance of terrible weddings. But now it's Ray's turn to split push in that bottom lane. This time he's going Stag. Oh, whoa! Fight is breaking out hard, eating a lot of damage, but gets body blocked by Big. And Apex will zone away.
Whew. Well, Everybody let out a breath. It's just a Cloud Drake again, so they're going to focus on baiting Baron instead. Double pink ward's down, trying to burn it, and here come Echo Fox. They don't have Gragas, so there's no Smite steal here. They're just trying to poke at them and delay Apex, scare them off of the Baron. But man!
Oh, Keane does a lot of damage, and Big has to back away.
Well, they got, you know, their goal succeeds, though. They were able to accomplish their goal of stopping the Baron, and they didn't lose anyone, just the flash of their support. So nothing big given away there for Echo Fox, and they do stop the Baron. That was the big thing they're worried about. Cloud Drake here is a much smaller objective, much less priority. Maybe Shrimp even goes in there. Okay, yeah, cure it.
Doesn't bother wasting his smite, though. That is the third Drake for Apex. After the first one, they've had complete neutral objective control. And even though this is a relatively low-kill game, Apex continue to put pressure onto Echo Fox. And Echo Fox are still only 4,000 gold behind.
Yeah. They've stemmed the bleeding.
Oh, Abyssal Voyage just brought Apollo. There goes Keane. They're trying to chase down Keane. Spell Shield does not keep him alive. Ray nets the kill as Hard knocks Keane back. They're trying to get something in return, but Hard will fall. That's 2 kills, Apex.
It's one of those common mistakes you see a lot of the time. When a team member goes down, you're filled with bloodlust, and you're just gotta have revenge for him. But, you know, trying to seek revenge for Keith, they're ill-advised, as Hard went on a one-man mission to try and make things right. In the end, now Jungler's not there, no chance of Smite steal again. So the same plan for KFO and the rest of Echo Fox. They're just trying to stop it.
Whoa! Flash 3-man. Froggen locks the AoE in there, but Apollo kites it out. Apex are still alive. Ray's shield trying to keep him standing, but he's so low. That Smite secured by Shrimp, but Ray will sack his life over. One for the Baron.
That is dedication to the Baron right there. Apex continue focusing the Baron while a Mega Gnar and Viktor ultimate have been thrown at them, getting beat up. They chase Echo Fox back out of the pit. And then Shrimp's like, you know what? I got my smite still. Hard is dead, so let's burn that sucker down. We'll pay Ray's life in exchange for the Baron. And they do so. Come out with the objective in the end. Especially here, trying to throw down the pillars, trying to avoid this exact situation where the Gnar ult plus laser plus Viktor ultimate, and that's about all that Echo Fox have to offer. At that point, they have to back out here. You know, they chased most of the people off, but Baron was so low that Apex could continue on, and a little bit of that AoE also did tag Baron, helping get it a little bit lower though. So Apex now can try and break through the actual inhibitor turret line and move the game towards the end state that they would desire, which is Echo Fox's Nexus.
Yeah, dropping the Nexus.
In case you were not up to date on the goals of League.
Thank you for clarifying. I know we've got a lot of rotating game modes, but this one hasn't changed. Destroying the Nexus, still the win condition, and now Echo Fox are going to have to use that enormous wave clear on Sivir and Viktor to defend against Baroned up minions, but they have to back away with the pressure that Apex are putting down. Even the wall from Keane zoning Echo Fox back off of that turret. But again, KFO split pushing on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go. Pretty decent minion wave to work with, but Baron buff is not to be trifled with. I mean, the same plays that Echo Fox were going with before, having him split push, you know, he was getting marginal advantages for the team, a small amount of damage on a turret or something like that. And even so, the second time he tried it, he got caught. Now, with Apex also having Baron buff, you won't even get those marginal advantages because you would be giving up inhibitor turrets while KFO was just chipping away at Apex property. So they call it off. Back to the wave clear, back to the stall for Echo Fox.
I feel like KFO is just like scuffing the paint on the side of Apex's car. Not doing serious damage.
It's super annoying though.
Keep on having to get it buffed out, but no luck. Apex looking to break down that final tier 2 turret though. Put a real big dent into Echo Fox's car. And they actually managed to get the pillar, forces the flash out of Froggen. Xpecial has been so aggressive on this Trundle.
Yep, KFO back up to the top lane. Now he's gonna key Ray's car, try and run away with it. Doesn't have flash, so he's gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Remember what happened last time Tahm and Taliyah decided to make an appearance. So he's gonna actually stop off early And Apex will be content with just taking all of the outers. Siege defense semi-successful for Echo Fox. As long as you don't give up your inhibitor turrets, I mean, things could be worse, I guess.
Certainly could. As it is, Mountain Drake is up in 90 seconds. Apex looking to secure their 4th and final Elemental Drake before that Elder spawns. They've already got deep vision in most of Echo Fox's jungle and are now looking to close this match out after some very commanding play. It hasn't exactly been just taking the win and running away with it, but controlling the jungle, controlling the rotations, and just stopping the split push, which enables them to take so much more in return.
Pretty much. Apex gonna try and shove in now, keep up the pressure, not let Echo Fox get any more time of farming minions, because that Sivir is working on Infinity Edge next. You know, eventually, if Echo Fox can hold out long enough, they have a very good chance in team fights. One more item there for the Sivir. He stopped off early though and got the early last whisper, so he can try and cut through that triple front line we talked about of the Tahm Kench, Rek'Sai, and Trundle. So Keith is already just gonna...
Whoa! Oh. He's fine. Just gonna zone Froggen away as the rest of Apex will look for some damage. Hard eats us slow, and Echo Fox are able to disengage. However, that Mountain Drake has just spawned, or is spawning now, and Apex already a step ahead. They've got vision on that side. They scared Echo Fox away, and they will now take their 4th Elemental Drake in this game, the 5th neutral objective 6, I suppose, if you can include that Baron.
Yep, piece of cake there. Rock the Mountain Drake. That will make the next Baron that much quicker. I don't know, though. Yeah, I mean, they're still very short range, so it's super hard to take an advantage at sieging. As we kept talking about for this Apex squad, it's much more about the neutral objectives, you know, trying to draw out Echo Fox so they can trap him with a Taliyah ult, and everybody can get in there very quickly with Ray, you know, delivering someone, and Shrimp almost level 18 actually for the jungler. Shrimp has been on a mission to hard farm this whole game, and mission successful for him. Oh, he has Flame Horizoned hard in the jungle.
100
jungle
CS
Flame
ahead.
Horizon. That's got to be a new horizon. That's not even.
It's not the Flame Horizon.
It's the Forest Fire Horizon.
That sounds significantly more dangerous.
It is. I mean, we're in California. It's no joke. Summertime.
Middle of the summer.
Things get very risque. Quito, still trying to get to that 3-item holy grail of Sivir build.
He's working on it. Getting closer and closer as time goes on, but Elder Dragon is set to spawn soon, and their next Baron is spawning as well in just 30 seconds. Apex have had complete control of these neutral objectives since that first Cloud Drake, and now, once again, they've got control of the map, tunnels everywhere, and a 10,000 gold lead. They race down the mid lane, however, trying to rush forward. There's a knock-up onto Hard. He's cleaned up after he gets the cask off. Ray will pick up Shrimp and say, we're going in.
They did it! We saw that Tahm Kench delivery. Boom! They got somebody with them. Didn't even have to use the Taliyah ultimate. They do get their pick. Jungler dead once again.
Yep.
Dom, no smite once again.
As the Baron spawns.
The stage is set, my friend. And now Keane, actually, he could make a wall barring Echo Fox from coming over to the Baron. Since they have a Mountain Drake to their name now, if Keane tried to do a... he's not even going to go for it, though.
There's KFO once again. He's got the Mega Gnar. We will slam them back in, but Ray saves one. He's going to pull Apollo right back out. KFO's GA gets popped. The Shrimp is so tanky. Keane is taking Baron damage. Heal keeps him standing as KFO will fall. As Shrimp and Xpecial kite it forward. Apex are cleaning this up. That's a flash. Keith trying to man mode it with Big. Can they turn it around? Not quite, as Apollo shuts down. Big Boomerang Blade, along with a red buff, provides some damage. Hard is back up. He's had enough time to respawn and rejoin the fight.
Coming back with those red Superman lines from Dead Man's Plate. I'm here, boys!
Da, da, da.
Yeah, so you can see in that fight, though, how long it took Keith to try and take down the front line of Apex. It's because he doesn't have that extra crit multiplier. Right now, though, going back to base, see how much money he has. It's going to be a ways to go. Okay, just BF Sword probably next, and it's still going to be a little bit longer till he gets Infinity Edge, and he can really start, cutting through the front line to try and even damage anyone on the backside. Baron was doing a lot of damage to the back line of Apex, and that's the only reason that fight was actually so close.
With that Baron advantage, Echo Fox were able to actually stall it out and deny the big neutral objective. But once again, Apex starts setting up some vision. Apollo, oh, he's coming along with the wall. The 1-2 combo as they try to leap in. Apollo's in the front and gets nuked. Echo Fox grouped as 5 will be separated from Ray. He's trying to run as best he can. He's got shields on shields as Shrimp will tunnel over the wall to escape.
It's the danger of going to one of Tahm Kench's deals there. You take the ride and you went right into 4 people.
Catch a ride.
Not exactly the member of the team you want to deliver to the center of 4 Echo Fox.
I think they were trying to pin Froggen against the wall by the Raptor camp.
Yeah, very obviously they're looking for a pick here, but Echo Fox collapsed really well, and they take out the AD carry, so that means their turn for the Baron.
Yeah, they're not doing it anywhere nearly as quick as Apex were, and now Apex are trying to break this up. 4 versus 5. Echo Fox peel back, and Apex set up. There goes the pillar. Shrimp is so tanky, but he can't take too much more damage. Running awfully low, Ray will come to save him. As Echo Fox are trying to get something, anything off of this kill and the misplay from Apex, but they are just so far ahead. They can't get the Baron, they don't get a kill.
I want to see Ray run back towards the fountain to go pick up Apollo and Lucian, and then ult him back over so he can join this fight that's been going on the entire duration that he's been dead. And he doesn't go back and take him to the fight, but he does take him over to the side lane to farm. So. Yeah. There you go, Ray taxi service available on Summoner's Rift at a cost.
Yeah, and now Apex, 11,000 gold ahead. They're still controlling these neutral advantages, neutral objectives, but not having such a successful time turning them into big wins. They still need to crack the inhibitors, and as the game gets later and later, that Viktor is getting big. Sivir is getting closer and closer to that Infinity Edge. The clock is ticking.
Hey, Hard is in a bad spot.
Oh! Ah. Doesn't go for it.
Just a couple of licks there. Does cost him his flash, though, so that makes possible Baron steals more difficult as Apex are once again starting it off. Xpecial running interference, tries to throw down the pillar and does.
Wow, the Baron gets cleaned up by Apex. Shrimp gets knocked out and then pulled away by Ray. Culling is going to field goal through most of Echo Fox, but they continue to chase. Ray is rather low health, down to about 800. KFO hops forward so far from Mega. Shrimp goes in for the knockup. He's still got a Guardian Angel, but a cask will separate. Apollo gets knocked in and pulled away by Ray. And Echo Fox look like they might be able to take this fight as Shrimp's GA is popped. He's got no flash. Keith cleans up the kill. Baron secured by Apex, but Echo Fox clean up a kill.
The Elder Dragon is up, but Echo Fox don't have a lot of DPS right now. So and the other team also has Baron recalls, and they've got global. So it's pretty risky to go over there since Elder Dragon does take so long to kill. I mean, you could set up vision. I wouldn't actually try and burn it down. I guess they do have vision control already, so the setup isn't needed.
There's no smite for Shrimp as well. He's still dead for 30 seconds, and Echo Fox.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Apex would have a bit more sense of urgency about the Elder Dragon being on the field, but it doesn't look like they do, as Xpecial doesn't even come over. They get vision pretty late, and Echo Fox might be able to burn it down.
Oh, down to 2,000 health. They reset a little bit, but they're still trying to clean it up. Here comes the rest of Apex, down to 800. Hard is trying to finish it off desperately. He will secure it with Smite as Apex kite forward. Apollo looking for Hard is going to force him over the wall. There goes On the Hunt, but Ray's taxi service. Somebody take it. Oh, he cancels an Echo Fox escape.
They got it. I mean, I thought, so if Apex had a, focus on the Elder Dragon being on the map, you would think that they would just Baron Empowered Recall, immediately get some people down there, at least to threaten vision and threaten Echo Fox, because Echo Fox was very low at this point. So that's definitely a bit of a mistake there from Apex. But a really great opening for Echo Fox, because at this point, when you're facing the Baron advantage, even though you do kill Shrimp in this fight and you get his GA down, the Baron advantage could be the next step there for Apex to actually make a successful move to actually crack inhibitor turret lines. But now that Echo Fox were able to sneak away the Elder Dragon and get back to base, that's one less neutral to draw them out onto the map, and they can go right back to their stall game. Keith is very close to not only the Infinity Edge topping off his little build here, but also level 16 on Sivir.
Yeah.
So you get the last rank in your ultimate, and that team fight that we've been prepping this whole game while Echo Fox have been behind look like they have a very real possibility of putting themselves into a position to win the late game 5-on-5 and win the game regardless of the early stages.
Apex, though, looking to break the base and end the game. They've had pretty dominant control for a significant majority of this match. And now they have to contest Baron versus Elder Dragon. The buffs are going to wear out at about the same time. So it's a very small window for them to try to play with. As Apex trying to break it in, but they can't quite find an entry.
Bit of extra speed here. They go for the engage. Taliyah does have ultimate, so you know, Keane split pushing not too big of an issue.
He actually drops his ultimate to group up with the rest of his team. He's currently flanking on the side, but Echo Fox, grouped as a unit, make one hard turtle shell to crack.
All right, there goes the Elder Dragon. It's dropped off. Baron as well.
There goes the culling. Apex kiting out as best they can. This is just the initial volleys of poke. Ray flashes onto Froggen. He's looking for the kill. Can he quite consume him? Not quite. Shrimp actually gets knocked into Froggen. KFO will catch up. Ray has to turn to save his jungler, but here they're separated from the team and getting cleaned up. Hard flashes to escape, but Keane will be able to pick up the kill and chases forward to look for big. Apollo will follow up and clean up Keith. Xpecial drops a pillar. Froggen on the side. KFO misses the boomerang. Ray has got the Guardian Angel. KFO pulls Apollo back in before leaping. KFO does not have what it takes to clean up Apex. 2 members dead. He will fall as well. That's 3 down for 1. Ray says, somebody loves me, but nobody takes the ride, and Apex are primed to clean up the game.
Apollo remembers what happened last time he went on a ride with Ray. Not gonna happen this time around, and Apex are gonna be able to crack open the base. Echo Fox, they had done so much work fighting to this point to hold on, yet they wanted to fight with that dragon buff just a little bit too much, and they stayed out on the field. As soon as that buff dropped off, you could see Apex say, you know what? You guys overstayed your welcome. You weren't watching your buff timers. We've got Taliyah, we've got Tahm Kench, and Echo Fox got a little bit carried away there with their comeback because they're still 10,000 gold behind. And back out on the field here, you know, Ray flashing in just to try and force something and get this fight going. Good section off here as Keane separates the front line from the back line on Fox, and hard there with a weird kind of suicide move going back in with that low of health, but that really opens up the back line here as Apex flash forward to take him out. Ray also going down is the only member to die for Apex as they collapse around KFO, gets right back up with that GA. Same cannot be said here for KFO, taken out very quickly.
Once again, Apex in dominant control, finally breaking down those 2 inhibitors. They've got 1 inhibitor lane left to shove and already prepping for it. Not to mention, that's the lane closest to the Baron, so they can set up the siege, stall it out, and collapse onto that neutral objective for what could be the final time this game. As 43 minutes in, it's a 15,000 gold lead. No Echo Fox are finding fights. Apex are getting the better of them.
I think Echo Fox just got a little impatient with themselves even. Since they've spent so long in this game just trying to wave clear, trying to farm, waiting. They finally got a little opening where they felt good about getting that dragon buff, you know, and getting a little bit back for themselves. They thought it meant more than it actually did because they were still very behind as far as the item completions and staying out on the field a little bit too long there. Now, though, 2 inhibitors down changes the whole game. Here's a teleport from KFO.
Wow,
He's got
the cast. Apollo gets pulled in. As Keane brought down to half, hard in the front, is going to escape the initial volley. KFO will teleport, slam Apollo in and drop him. He turns onto Keane. If he can kill the carries, this would be huge, but Ray will save Keane. Xpecial and Shrimp retreating. Xpecial will fall. Ray is kiting Keane back out, but he falls to KFO. That's a huge turnaround. 3 members of Apex are dead. Are Echo Fox going to turn this game back?
Well, they can get Baron after they kill Ray. He should be easy to finish off 3 versus 1 here. I mean, it's going to take a while. It still is pretty easy because Tahm Kench isn't going to do a lot of damage, but they can try and get Baron after this as well. They didn't lose anyone, so Keith can continue to farm here. The only thing for Echo Fox is that if they hadn't lost that earlier team fight, if they had just waited and bide their time a little bit more, they wouldn't be down these 2 inhibitors. Now, though, they are going to try for the Baron. A little bit difficult with just a 2-man squad, and it's going to take a while as Hard comes to try and answer, but they have to keep Keith clearing these minions, so they can't bring the AD carry to DPS it down. Baron-empowered recalls will get the rest of the squad back, and they've bought themselves more time, Dom.
Yes, they have. And Baron secured by Echo Fox off the end of that fight. Here it is once again.
Yeah, so this is the fight we're talking about. Gnar, by the way, look at that teleport. Even with the long teleport channel time, Echo Fox are able to hold Apex here without Apex knowing anything. They don't suspect it. KFO gets in. His main target is the one that matters. Even though Keane was able to get out of the Gnar ultimate, he was so low. KFO able to finish him off back there in the backside. And man, was that a huge teleport flank for them to turn it around. He had just hit full rage on Mega Gnar bar and able to get off a huge comeback fight victory for Echo Fox. They still, though, base is open. They're going to have to win a couple more team fights to actually finish off this game, but now finally we've hit the point, 45 minutes in, that they've almost been able to nullify gold advantages, item advantages here as people start to run out of space in their inventory. The gold lead in items mean a lot less now, even though the extra slot there for each member of Echo Fox is kind of filled in with little baby items at the moment.
Yeah,
components.
Those seedlings will grow into full items eventually.
They're closing in. Plus they have the Baron buff to stall out, so 3 lines of minions to farm. Usually super minions coming in should give them enough cash to fill out the rest of their builds. At this point, actually, if you're Echo Fox, you should be making a conscious call to have Froggen not get last hits anymore. Even though he is the best wave clear, if you're not being pressured, let the other people grab those last hits.
But the records, Kobe.
Because, well, yeah. I mean, this is kind of built into you. Always CS, always get those last hits. Push as quickly as you can. There's some stages where you don't have to push as quickly as you, maximum speed. They finally get that outer turret. But, ideally, you would want to be able to fill out the other item builds as well. And Echo Fox are able to get that global gold, so that'll help fill out those builds.
Yeah, 47 minutes in, Echo Fox are finally able to break down that last tier 1 turret, defending the sieges set up by Echo Fox. Elder Dragon is up in 70 seconds. Apex group as 5 and start pressuring the opposite side of the map, looking to pull Echo Fox apart. They're going to try to collapse. There goes the wall. They're trying to catch on to KFO. Apollo gets brought in as well, but he's so tanky. Brought in. Hard actually gets pulled in as well. Ignite ticking, but he will survive without even having his GA popped.
Oh yeah, and Hard doesn't even throw out the Gragas ultimate. Crucial that KFO survives there, and his Guardian Angel remains intact. The team fight from Echo Fox is stronger. Apex have to pick someone off. Echo Fox have been able to grind for long enough. They even were able to grind long enough to keep the inhibitors to come back up. And at this point, if they get a fair 5-on-5 and, Gnar's got a decent amount of rage, they're the ones with the backline Sivir, critting everyone. Viktor's ready to go, so he can pretty much answer here. And Echo Fox are filling out very nicely towards the very end game.
Yeah.
They were able to weather the storm.
This is the ugly duckling of team comps. Not very great in the early game.
Well, I mean, it's just that it wasn't even due to team comp that it was bad in the early game. It was mostly due to play, but a lot of punishment as well from Apex with all the methods that they can try and pick people off with. Now, Echo Fox, though, if someone gets picked off at this point, that is a big face palm.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're stronger if everyone's grouped up and ready for the fight. But if Apex can jump on you and use those globals that they have, chase someone down and get a free kill as they're looking for topside, and that would change the entire story. They know that, well, KFO does have flash, so it's actually going to be kind of difficult to finish this here.
He's going to turn now. Apollo dodges back. They manage to land the slow, uses the Gnar ultimate. They've turned on to Keane. Keane is caught. speaking of picks, Echo Fox are the ones who find it. 4 versus 5, favoring Echo Fox, and KFO's gotten away.
Wow, Keane actually the one to slip up after he had such a good start to this game. Echo Fox now have control. They're burning down Elder Dragon number 2.
Apex trying to get in here. Here comes Ray. Shrimp has got his smite available with just tunnels over the wall. KFO trying to zone from the far side, and Apex back up and sacrifice the Elder Dragon. Whoa!
It's a little bit early for BM, but
yeah.
You know what? Go ahead and do it. They got 30 seconds of a 5-on-4. They have the Elder Dragon, and we have a pause.
Yes, we do. And Echo Fox are able to hold out, as you've said, grind out to the late game and catch back up. That 10,000 gold lead starting to mean less and less as we're even in items, we're even in levels. Everyone on Echo Fox is level 18. Oh my goodness.
All right, so turns out that was not a BM teleport. KFO says he's having problems with his mouse, so that's what the pause is for. That should be a very easy problem. You know, knock on wood, there's no other problem.
Yeah.
But a mouse problem, that's very simple. So we should get back into this one. Don't worry, guys. We didn't just spend 50 minutes all to go down the drain. Should be easily remedied.
Yeah. Nothing quite like a little late game misclick. You're like, I swear I had Ignite on F.
Whoops, daisy. But yeah, that shouldn't be too big of an issue. They don't actually, I mean, it is always great to have your teleport in the late game. Obviously, it is a huge cooldown for the late game, but considering they just got Elder Dragon, they just got a huge pick on Keane, and they've got 35, 36 seconds to work with. Control of the map. This is 50 minutes in the game. Control of the map is, for the first time, Echo Foxes.
Yeah, they're certainly going to hope to have that teleport, but as it was used, sort of creates a little bit more of a challenge for them as they can't have split push Gnar with that aspect of the dragon buff. And over the course of the game, Apex have been the ones controlling neutral objectives, trying to take down turrets, rush back and forth across the map, and use those globals to break Echo Fox apart. And despite all of the effort, despite the Barons, despite the Dragons, Echo Fox have managed to weather the storm and made it to that late game teamfight terror that composition has flowered into. But now they have the advantage with this Elder Dragon, and Apex find themselves on the defensive for the first time in almost 50 minutes.
Yeah, we shall see, you know, how Apex feels on the other side of the table here, defending at their inhibitor turrets. We'll see, you know, there always is that opportunity to try and capitalize on a mistake for an enemy tower dive or something. It's just that this Echo Fox 5-man squad, when they're ready for a team fight, when they're all grouped up, are so difficult to get in on because KFO is such a really large, threatening front line, not only with the Mega Gnar tankiness, but also the extra damage. And Karma's speed and shield at this stage in the game is so big that it's very easy for the backline of Echo Fox to reposition. And they should just be able to try and run right in there, brute force the 5 versus 4, take advantage of their extra man on the field at this point before Keane gets back up, and try and take out the turret at least.
Immediately, Echo Fox rush forward, grouped as 5. They're going to break down this inhibitor turret, and Apex have got to seed it. 7 seconds left for Keane to respawn. And that inhibitor has gone down. Echo Fox with the inhibitor advantage 50 minutes in.
Oh, baby. Well, now the Elder Dragon buff is going to time off pretty quickly. Everybody always talks about, you know, how short a duration is, You get about one real move with it, and their move was right up the middle, take your inhibitor. So that is a decent amount of control. Baron is going to be the next point of conflict here. You know, by the time it does come up and people are set up there with their vision around it, that buff will be gone. So it's going to be about, can Apex pick somebody once again with their Taliyah, Tahm Kench, and Tahm Kench's +1 before Echo Fox are able to fully set up vision around the Baron and fully secure the setup for the team fight. Because if it is fully set up in their favor, I see it's very, very difficult for Apex, you know, to get in there and kill Keith. This Sivir, late game terror, you know, all the crit synergy is online.
Yeah, right now.
He'll be critting everyone.
Echo Fox did not have the opportunity to set down some vision around that Baron. Scuttle Crab and a single ward is all that keeps vision on that side of the map. And Echo Fox essentially get a free recall for shoving back up in the mid lane and putting the pressure back onto Apex, who had to sit back and defend. They don't have any vision going into this. Shrimp is going to spot hard, though. Whoop.
So his Tremor Sense didn't see him, but the Sweeper does.
Yeah.
Because it turns big, fat red bodies like that. And even if you're standing still, you'll be alerted.
Will pop his Mega Gnar. But without that teleport, it's going to make flanking rather difficult. And now, battle lines, 5v5 in the mid lane. That's all it's coming down to.
Yeah, Apex going to wave clear here until they get an opportunity to try and snag a straggler. Look for the weakest one of the herd, pick off the stray gazelle, and try and get control that way. As of right now, I do like how Echo Fox are just trying to hold the line in mid here and continue to pressure, because bottom lane is moving up.
Hard separates Keane, and Ray immediately is able to pick him up. Apollo still kiting out of the back. That's a split Apex, though, and they're able to evade Echo Fox's engage.
Very big cooldowns here for Echo Fox. A lot of that teamfight prowess was just burned. Viktor ultimate, Gragas ultimate, Gnar ultimate, Sivir ultimate. Everybody.
Oh no, Shrimp has been spotted! Echo Fox over the wall will leap forward, but they don't get the kill.
In and out. Nope, 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 nope.
Yeah.
Very hard to chase through on a Taliyah team, as the damage does stack up pretty quickly, even though a little bit less so on the current patch.
And Apex are able to hold as Echo Fox again, they start to set up a death push, this time around the right side. Might look to pressure that bottom inhibitor turret as Apex are in the mid lane. And Echo Fox now controlling the pace of this game.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing that Apex can rely on, you know, there is the picking off the stray, but there is also using Baron to their advantage now. You know, using Baron as the sixth man.
Like this?
Use the damage. If they can get in there and split Echo Fox and get Baron to do work for them, they might be able to create something here. Echo Fox burning it down, and they go out.
Keane in the front is going to be picked up by Ray, who gets cast back in. That's going to put Keane right into the middle of the team. He flashes back, but there's an AoE wombo from KFO. Shrimp is going to drop its double GA for the tanks in the front. Battle lines are set. Shrimp will have his popped as well as hard kites forward, and Apex are trying to turn. Apollo gets the double kill with Keane. They're trying to pick it up, but Keane has come up huge. He gets a kill with Froggen, double kill. 3 versus 3.
Keith had almost 100% uptime on that Sivir, constantly throwing out ricochets and constantly getting deeps on Apex. Even so, it's a 2 versus 2. Apex run back to the fountain. They're going to try and heal and defend here. My goodness, how close is that? And why is Shrimp all the way down at the bottom side of the map? He's trying to recall now. He was scared they were chasing him because they didn't. Apex didn't have much vision. But Apex are going to be able to get back and try and defend here. Echo Fox burning the turret down.
That inhibitor turret's taking a lot of damage and will fall. They turn onto Apollo. He cleanses and is barely going to be able to walk away with his life, but they turn onto Shrimp instead. Froggen misses the laser, and Shrimp will escape as well. No. Ricochet picks up the kill. That's 2 inhibitors down. Echo Fox. Oh my god, are they trying to end?
Yes, they are.
Continuing to push onto the Nexus turret. Keith is doing a lot, Xpecial in the front along with Shrimp. It's up to Apollo. He's trying. He kills Froggen, dodges the laser on the side. It's going to be Shrimp who gets the kill.
Oh
my god, the Ricochet.
All right, Keith's gonna try and finish it.
They're continuing to go in. One Nexus turret goes down. It's up to Xpecial and Keith. Teleport coming in from KFO. He's gonna follow it up. Keith kills Xpecial, but Keane has respawn. They're chasing onto Big. Don't get the slow though. Keith gets the boomerang blade, trying to drop Ray, but he's super tank right now.
Big crits, boy, though.
Yeah,
Keith
separated away. He drops the Nexus turrets. They're going to turn onto the Nexus themselves. Keane is going to do what he can to zone Keith away. It's up to the tank. They get knocked aside. And Shrimp and Ray are trying to clean this up. Echo Fox are kiting it out. Keith is playing his brains out right now. Ray grabs Shrimp and pulls him away. And Echo Fox are on the Nexus. I can't believe it. 56 minutes in, they take the win.
I believe it.
Oh my god.
Why we always compare the late game Sivir versus the late game Lucian. And
Oh, man.
eventually the crits do come rolling through. Echo Fox, arduous journey to that victory. But they make it. We said every game counts for Echo Fox moving forward. They've yet to drop a game since we said that. So everything's going according to plan now for Echo Fox. And they're, once again, they've been in the position before where they've been up a game in the series, though. And they've only been able to finish it out once.
Yeah.
So definitely, even after a long game like that, both teams obviously are going to have to refocus. Apex are going to talk about how they were unable to close it there, unable to take that mid-game advantage and correctly pick people off and avoid the Echo Fox wave management.
The late game machine came online. It certainly was an arduous journey, but for a post-game breakdown of Game 1, we're going to hand it back to Dash and Mark.
Thank you very much, Dom. And we're going to do our best to break down the craziness that just took place on Summoner's Rift. I mean, that game in and of itself was almost as long as our first series game time, like total game time.
Right.
So that's, first off, ridiculous. But Apex, Echo Fox here. Echo Fox running it back, the comeback victory here to start off the series with the 1-0. It was not an easy task for them. I want to start with Champion Select. Let's look at these compositions that they crafted and how strategically they want to be played throughout the game. Immediately, we notice Apex picking up the Tahm Kench very early on, showing that as a semi-flex and then filling out their draft with that Trundle. What are your thoughts on that order of pick?
I personally don't really like it. I feel like you could have taken the Trundle earlier, which is a more common pick, which then gives Ray the option to flex once you see the Gnar, which I think they still would have picked into the Trundle. So then you don't end up stuck with the Tahm Kench, which I don't think really did anything for them really this game. And I also think that if you are going to pick the Kench early, I would have rather seen an Alistair instead of the Trundle, because the flanking opportunities that come with putting someone who's going to punt the enemy into your team behind them is super strong combo. That's one of the most common combos you saw with Tahm Kench, was to put an Alistair bottom. And so to not get that combo and then to not get a counter pick top, if you pick the Trundle earlier to still flex at bottom, I thought the whole comp seemed a little off. And then I think when you watch how they played it, they clearly didn't seem very practiced.
Right, so let's identify exactly what this comp wants to do. I mean, they do have a fair amount of global pressure. We've already noticed this. Taliyah can show up in any lane. She's got great ways to separate fights and create small skirmishes. Rek'Sai has great global presence. Tahm Kench, not only with his own teleport, has a way to affect any position on the map, but can also use his ultimate to bring a second person to a location. So we've got lots of ways to create picks and find fights in small skirmishes on this side. Of course, on Fox's side, we saw that what happens when we scale late, we're going to win all 5v5s because we've got Sivir, Viktor, as well as a Gnar. There's pretty much no way we can lose that 5v5 when all things are equal.
Right, and I think that's kind of how you saw the game go for Echo Fox in a sense, where they're mostly looking to scale up and have a split pusher, push them in. The other four is a nice strong core.
Right.
The thing was, Froggen gets solo killed really early, and then as soon as he does that, Keane roams into the jungle and picks up another kill for his team, and from there, they were just super far behind.
Right.
And Echo Fox was just doing anything they could to hang on, and with the lead, Apex really didn't know how to use their comp, because you think you would want to use these triple globals to split them up and then collapse, but what they were doing instead was 5-man pushing very slowly, and then using triple globals to collapse onto the solo split pusher from Fox, which doesn't get anything done.
Yeah, so we can see here, gold graph, obviously, Apex still lost the game even with a gold lead, but let's look at how this gold lead was established. They did it very much by using the tools that they had to make picks in side lanes. 25 minutes into the game, we see them use these globals. Here it is. It's going to start Ray taking Apollo up to the top lane, as well as Taliyah joining. They're going to pick up 2 kills plus a Baron here. This was 25 minutes into the game.
Right, and this
probably should have been what ended it, essentially.
Yeah, and it's one of the few times they used the globals correctly, because they picked off people near an objective. Previously, they had been picking off the Gnar, who was taking a turret in front of them, or not in front of them, but like as they did something else.
Yeah.
Here, they actually are able to transition it into a Baron, and then from there, you think, okay, they should start having control of the game. They take out the last 2 inner turrets left on the side lanes, maybe stall a little bit for the next Baron to come up, and then from there, it started falling apart.
Right, so this is where, as you mentioned, yeah, exactly. They pick up the Baron, they play the team comp correctly to get to the Baron. One would assume that you just continue to play the team comp that way with the Baron, except for they make the decision, as you mentioned, to kind of group as 5. This leads us to an eventual 44-minute a top lane inhib turret defend 4 for 0 in favor of Fox. They will take a Baron off the back end of this one.
Right, and you see Fox's comp is able to basically outrange the damage from APX. So Keane is really short range, Apollo is really short lane, Gragas gets a knockback for getting the Lucian into the fight, and then KFO comes later to once again knock people closer to the Sivir ricochets and Viktor damage. Even though Sivir isn't what you would call a long-range auto attacker, the ricochet and boomerang are able to go pretty far into a fight without having to commit themselves, which is the big advantage Fox has in these kind of fights, where they can really hit other teams' carries without putting themselves in danger, and that's the problem.
Also not the best positioning by the two major carries on Apex. You've got both of them standing close enough together, and then Keane paths himself into a Viktor ult to take 2 or 3 ticks of that, which, as we know, does more damage now per tick than it did when it was necessarily the upfront damage from
Right,
before.
and on top of that, you can even question the whole lane setup where they have 2 inhibs down in triple global, put one of your globals down there to escort those minions in and pressure the Nexus turrets, and then the enemy team can't get this really set up, forced engage with the Gnar is now like going behind you with no threat. And I think if they just had a little bit smarter of a lane setup, that wouldn't have happened to them.
Yeah, Apex still struggling to close out games. Fox was able to close it out after some time, but you know, I guess I wouldn't say things look much better for them because they spent all of the game losing it.
They're still losing technically.
But they did pick up the win. Now, a person who was instrumental in that was Keith. Keith, 5, 2, and 8 on Sivir was the most damage in the game, and in particular, the final sequences of the game on that Sivir was destroying the team fights.
I mean, at the very end, he managed to go for like a couple last hits on some of the tanks that took them down, and then when they were in that base for what seemed like forever trying to finish off the inhibs and then the Nexus turrets, he was able to avoid taking any critical damage. Even with Froggen going down, he didn't back up and say, let's play it slow. He was able to keep just damaging turrets, minions, champions, anything near him.
Yeah, very much so. So good on him to have the wherewithal to stay calm in the late game team fights as the AD carry when all the damage is coming out. That's going to do it for game 1 between Echo Fox and Apex. Turning to game 2, though, want to get some thoughts about how, one, Apex might be able to establish a similar early lead, but this time close it out. Do they need to craft a different kind of composition that they can play out more formulaically?
Right, I understand.
I think I just made that word up, but
formulaically, whatever. I'm not an English person.
Right.
I think the common thing you see with Apex is Ray on some kind of carry, and this is a time where he tried to play like a more team-centric top laner.
Right.
And I don't think they looked particularly good with that style, and that's why I thought the Trundle earlier and then giving Ray the option to flex pick would have been better. I think it's a similar thing here, where you might want to return to Ray on some kind of carry. I don't think the Jarvan's necessarily the right thing, because we've seen that is very hit or miss. But Fiora is one. You can see a Jax, and like a couple. There's a lot of.
Aurelia works, right?
Aurelia
Anything that's got pressure and split pushing, definitely for him. Some kind of early game pressure. Well, we'll see if they do decide to do that in order to rebound rather in game number 2 between Echo Fox and Apex, which is coming up way after the break. Don't touch that browser. We're coming back in just a few minutes. I don't know what I.
We have to let each other finish talking. So I'm gonna only say really long sentences so I can talk forever.
They just try to stop it.
Whoa! Flash 3-man. Froggen locks the AoE in there, but Apollo kites it out. Apex are still alive. Ray's shield trying to keep him standing, but he's so low. Here comes the rest of Apex down to 800. Hard is trying to finish it off desperately. He will secure it with Smite as Apex kite forward.
Lucian no flash, Lucian.
Yeah,
Lucian dead.
Nice. Trundle.
I can kill. Exhausted. I can kill. Oh, Taliyah.
Hard kites forward, and Apex are trying to turn. Apollo gets the double kill with Keane. They're trying to pick it up, but Keane has come up huge. He gets a kill with Froggen, double kill. Keane is playing his brains out right now. Ray grabs Shrimp and pulls him away, and Echo Fox are on the Nexus. I can't believe it. 56 minutes in, they take the win.